So part two, I thought my volume wasn't working. I have been looking at so many people. It's the trust issues, y'all. I didn't trust Facebook. I had to jump off because I'm like, I don't think my volume's working. I gotta take off. I gotta start over because I don't think that the volume is working. Look at these trust issues showing up right on my live stream, right? So, so this is what happened. So I go to the doctor on Wednesday. And I went to it's like 10:55. I went to, if y'all watch my clip from Houston, I actually went to Chick-fil-A, and so I had more. I had went back again today because it was so good. I had to go back and get some more. So anyway, I had went to the doctor. So I went to the doctor on Tuesday and on Wednesday. So I went to the doctor on Wednesday. I said I want to get me a black doctor who can actually who can serve as my primary care physician. I had another person who was great, actually did really well throughout the pregnancy, but the focus on that at that time was like the pregnancy and the aftermath and all of those different things. And he was actually serving as I was basically seeing him, when you're pregnant, you basically, it gets to a point where you actually go every week and different things like that. So the GYN was actually serving as primary care. And a lot of times physicians do that. They can actually serve as, two different roles or whatever, depending on like their specialties and things of that nature. But I actually transitioned out of working with him. I'm like, I want to get me a black woman. And so I went to the facility, but what I didn't realize was that this black woman also served in the capacity as a weight loss facility. So she actually has a primary care facility / weight loss facility. So when I got to the facility, filled out my paperwork on like the tablet, beautiful facility, nice tablet. So they gave me a tablet, asked me all the questions about my histories, how many surgeries have you had, yada, yada, yada. This, and the other thing. What ended up happening was by the time I got to the back, for her to actually, get all my, so you talk to either, the doctor's assistant. I don't know what that person, I don't know if that person is a, just an assistant, an LPN, a nurse. I don't know what that person was. It wasn't a doctor. So by the time I did everything, she checked my, blood pressure, all those different things. The doctor came in. So when the doctor came in, this black woman, to actually meet with me, because it was a primary care doctor and it was also a weight loss facility, what ended up happening was she actually spent more time on basically trying to promote some weight loss drugs to me. I got trust issues, y'all. So she basically was promoting some weight loss pills to me, some weight loss injections to me, even though my goal coming to her was for me to actually establish a PCP. But instead of her focusing on becoming my primary care doctor, she did recognize that, hey, your BMI is a little bit BMI, that thing is above, or whatever the case is, right? And, having my son a year ago, that's still my excuse. I don't care what you say. That's my excuse. Like, I had a baby 1 year ago. Like, I need to, stop saying that, right? It's not looking good. It's going to be like 3 years. It's not going to be like 3 years later. I take that back. And so anyway, she focused more on the weight loss drugs. And when I looked at the different weight loss drugs, what ended up happening was I realized that she was more concerned on selling these drugs. And it gave me like opioid, doctor, back in the early 2000s, when the doctors was getting paid extra to push all these opioids to our black people in the States. It gave me that type of vibe. And, so these new weight loss drugs, doctors have been pushing them. So it gave me is this black woman, is she getting paid more? Because we don't like talking about this stuff, right? But we like curtsy, we dance around these trust issues that we have that are very real in our communities about why, for an example, we as people think that we associate rich people with people who are evil, or we associate rich people, we got some trust issues when it comes to even people who make a lot of money, because it's like, your heart ain't for me, okay? And so, because here's the thing, because if it meant that you're going to get an extra $500 million, if it meant that you're going to get $1 billion to do me dirty, are you going to do me dirty, or are you going to take that billion? I told my husband the other night, but I got trust issues, right? So this doctor, so basically what happened was she had this medication on her wall in her in her facility. And so I Googled the medication, because I'm like, I know I need to lose a good 60 pounds. Like, let's be real honest, right? I had to change my pictures, because those pictures, I even got a picture on my email still, right? I looked at a card I had printed the other day, or I got printed the other year, of my picture, and my face so slim. My face so slim in the picture. I was like, that don't even look like me, right? Like, so anyway, I get it. I got 60 pounds I need to lose, right? Like, I'm not going to fake that, right? Like, I'm 60 pounds heavier than I was 2 years ago. I got it. So I researched it. I researched the drug. And this drug, had like 10 side effects, y'all. 10 side effects. And one of the most scariest side effects for me, because I got trust issues, is suicidal ideations. Oh, if you don't know me like that, if you don't know me that well, I worked in the field for over 10 years with people with suicidal ideations, and not just that. I know that the things are very real. They're very, it's a scary situation to have that, right? So anyway, y'all, I told y'all I'm eating breakfast. So this is what happened. So I looked up the medication. So anyway, the doctor came in and was encouraging me to get on this medication. I came to her to be my primary care doctor. I didn't come to her for her to tell me that I'm fat and I need to lose some weight. That was not the reason for the visit, okay? So anyway, I had decided, I had booked another appointment with her, because she did book appointments. She did all her due diligence, where she did I was going to come in the next week. I was going to come in Monday, actually, to get some blood work and some different things like that. She was going to run some tests on me, different things like that, some due diligence, right, that she's supposed to do. But because she had pushed drugs on me so much, and weight loss drugs on me so much, and it had gave me like those opioid vibes, I was like, no, she's not going to be my doctor. So I actually canceled all the appointments that I had set up with her, just because I got some very real trust issues. And I think that I think that it really stems around the fact that there are people who, and I just actually got a message, funny or not, from her facility, because their marketing is on fleek, right? I don't even know if people are saying on fleek anymore. Apparently, I'm still saying on fleek. I didn't even know I was still saying on fleek until just now. But they just sent me an email, and I'm not going back there. So what ended up happening was, I stopped. I'm not going to that doctor again. And why am I telling you the stories? I told you 2 stories. I told you one story about my trust issues with my son's child care facility, where everybody else was wearing coats. My son didn't have on a coat. I told you the second story about how I went to a black doctor, a black woman doctor, this Wednesday, because I wanted to establish a black doctor as my primary care physician. She's actually a primary care physician and a gynecologist, because my old or the current one I have is a white male who is, primary care physician. He also operates in a gynecologist capacity as well. And I wanted to change out, because I just want a black woman, right? Can I be honest? Like, I just want black women as Look, it is what it is. But she's not the one. Just got to find another because she ain't it, right? And so, hey, Andrea. And so these trust issues that I'm talking about, right? Trust issues of making sure that my son, now let's back it up. Like, where does these trust issues, where did those two trust issues stem from me? So I directed a child care facility. Like, I literally was a director. Some of the friends that I have on Facebook, like, I actually was the director at the child care facility that you worked at. So one of my first positions after I finished my bachelor's degree, before I worked with Andrea actually, was I directed a child care facility. And I used to have to, bring people into the office and say, listen, you got to wipe these kids from front to back. Why are you wiping them from back to front? How do you wipe your own self? Like, I literally had to have like conversation, right? I had to converse with these people, these employees at this daycare facility that I used to direct. Now, this is many years ago, right? But I had to tell them, like, why are you wiping back the front? I don't understand why you're wiping back the front. Like, I literally had to bring people into the office as I was a director at this daycare. So I had to bring them into the office and tell them, you cannot do that. Like, you cannot wipe kids back to front. So now, as a mom, and now with my son in the child care facility, they send me a picture. Everybody got on a coat but my son. Yeah, I got a real issue with that. I got a real issue with the fact that in this picture, and they like, well, Miss Matosa, like, it was a nice day outside. Miss Matosa, it was, your son was sweating. And that's why he had on a coat and nobody else. That's why he did not have on a coat and everybody else had on a coat. And I had to say, well, listen, you have to understand, from my point of view, is that picture that you sent me is, I can only see what I can see. I can see that on this playground, it looked like everybody outside playing, and my son is the only one without a coat on. I got a problem, and I'm gonna talk about it because it's my son, right? So anyway, and the same thing with this doctor this week. If you just jumped on, I went to find me a black doctor, a black woman doctor, and instead of her, getting to know me, instead of her, pulling for blood work first and, establishing that she's going to check, the details of my history and things like that. She looked at one thing about me. She looked at my BMI and she immediately went to, offer me multiple weight loss drugs, right? From weight loss injections to weight loss pills, and encouraged me to actually call my Blue Cross Blue Shield, call them and basically convince these people to allow me to get these drugs, because she was marketing, right? This doctor was basically pushing these weight loss drugs on me more than she was pushing to even check and see, blood work, to check and to even learn more about my history. She spent majority of our time. Majority of the time I was there, she spent talking about a weight loss drug. I didn't come to talk about weight. Now, I know I need to lose 60 pounds. I know it. It's just Chick-fil-A coffee I'm drinking. Got too much sugar in it, right? It's this chicken and it's the eggs. It's not even the chicken and the eggs. It's probably the chicken is fried. It's the fact that I put ketchup on it. Too much sugar, right? So anyway, I don't trust them, right? I don't trust her. So I'm not going back to her. You say, Erlina, why in the world are you talking about trust issues that you have? Why are you talking about trust issues? You talked about, because I talked about a couple of different things, right? So I talked about doctors and trust with doctors. I talked about childcare facilities and putting our kids in schools and different things like that, and having to trust that they have the best interest of our children. I talked about as a young person how my dad was like, Erlina, you ain't spending the night at nobody's house. You ain't. And if a guy liked me, my dad's like, well, where's your birth certificate? You want to talk to Erlina? Where's your birth? I want to see your birth certificate. Dads out here today, like, you got a job, you got a car. My dad was like, you got a birth certificate or what? Because you look old. You look old. So my dad will be asking these men for their birth, bring me your birth certificate, okay? You want Erlina? Like I didn't have that type of dad, right? Like I didn't have this type of dad. My dad was all like, listen, well, you got a birth certificate or what, sir? He wasn't like, well, what job you work at? He was like, you got a birth certificate or what? Bring me the documentation. The guy, the neighbor, right? This guy, his name is Elijah. Shout out to Elijah, right? Elijah used to be like, yo, listen, shorty. He like, I like you all that, Erlina, right? Like, you all that in the bag of chips, right? But that dad you got, woo! That dad is something else, Erlina. I can't deal. He said, you know what? Like, Elijah told me, and he probably watching, he friends with me on here, right? This is back in the day, right? I'm like 16 back in the day. And Elijah like, Erlina, your dad's something else, right? So here's what we gonna do, right? Here's what we gonna do. And Elijah was too old, y'all. He was too old. He was too old back then. He was too old, right? He probably was like 23 or something. He probably was too old. My dad knew it, right? So Elijah was like, this is what we're going to do, Erlina. What we're going to do is we're going to postpone this whatever we was going to do. Let's just postpone it because your dad a little bit crazy, right? And, you know, I like you and all this stuff, but he looked like, you know what I mean? He from West Philly. He looked like, you know, your dad looked like he about that work. So let's postpone this relationship. So Elijah and I, we never got together in any capacity. Like we never ended up getting together. So yeah, but my dad had trust issues, right? And those very trust issues, right, are those same trust issues that we bring to all these different capacities of our lives. And so trust issues with, trust issues with child care facilities, and can I put my child in this facility, schools, trust with relationships. Is this guy going to cheat on me? Am I going to have to kill him? Right? Like, am I going to have to kill this guy? And for Facebook and for safety verifications, I'm not talking about a real kill, right? I'm talking about like a play kill. We're talking about for play, y'all, for play, okay? Like trust issues, am I going to give myself to this guy, this man, right? Am I going to give myself to this woman, and is she going to hurt me? I got real trust issues because I gave myself to somebody before and this joker stepped off. I gave him my heart. I gave him I put everything. I married this joker, right? And he ended up being, you know, not what I signed up for, right? So we got real trust issues, right? And so trust issues in relationships, parental trust issues. I remember my dad. Now, I love my dad. I am a daddy's girl. I will fight you. You know, back in the day, I was known for Erlina will fight you over her dad. Like, don't even play. And I remember, now don't judge me, y'all. I'm talking about 16-year-old Erlina, okay? This is 30-something-year-old Erlina. I'm talking about 16-year-old Erlina. 16-year-old Erlina will fight you. And I remember back in the day, like, it was myself. It was like two other, Kia. She's on my friend list. I think it was Tamika. She's on my friend list as well. And I remember back in the day, somebody had said something about my dad, and it got ugly. And she was a friend of mine. This is back. Don't judge me, y'all. This is back in the day, Erlina. She had just said something about my dad. Her mom had came around. We were friends, right? She on my friend list too, right? Got a lot of friends, right? And she brought her mom around. She came around. Some neighbors came, and we came out to fight, y'all, because they had said something about my daddy, okay? And so we was in the street, right? We in Southwest Philadelphia, right? We out there in the streets, and we like, you know, I used to be a fighter back in the day. If you know, you know. So we would we got out in the street, right? And we like, you know, that knuck if you buck, like that ain't no joke, right? That's old 16 Erlina. So we fighting. We out there like, you said something about my dad. Like it's a rumble. Like we going tussle, right? And we tussled. Like we done got this lady on the ground. It was a lot of us. It was like a whole big brawl, right? It was me, two other women. It was a friend of mine's, y'all. A friend of mine's, her mom, a couple of her other people. We out there in the street fighting, right? Craziness, right? But anyway, trust issues, y'all. So anyway, my dad. So my dad, back to my dad, and I love my dad, right? Fought for my dad and all that stuff. But I remember back in the day, and I can never forget this because this is just how it's like you do something to a kid and it's just like it's ingrained. So I remember my mom and my dad never married, you know, not an issue. I mean, that's kind of like common, right? But my parents didn't marry. They never married, right? And for their sake, like they was like, you know, oil and water, right? My parents, right? Earl and Anna. So, which I don't call them Earl and Anna, but that's their names, Earl and Anna, thus the Earlina. And so they, I remember that, I was living with, you know, they, you know, separated. They never were married, separated. So I was living with my mom. I remember my dad said he was going to come and get me, y'all. I got this story. And I remember my dad said he was going to come and get me. So my mom took me to a train station. And I'm talking about, this is young Earlina. So my mom took me to a train station, was like, your dad gonna come get you. So I'm excited. I'm a daddy's girl. Like, I fight for my dad. So my dad said he was gonna come get me. So we at the train station and I got the suitcase. I'm carrying the suitcase. I'm excited. Like, yes, I'm going with my daddy. Like, you know, daddy's girl, right? I'm still a daddy's girl till this day, right? And so, but my dad didn't come. For whatever case, I don't know. I never even asked him, right? Till this day, I don't even think I even asked till this day. Probably got to call him and ask him today. But he didn't show up. But I remember that. He did not show up and I cried. Okay? I cried so bad because I just wanted to go with my daddy. And I don't even, and I mean, that was years ago. I ended up moving with my dad, and my dad is the reason I am who I am today. He actually raised me through high school, through middle school, through high school, all the things. He is like my number one, just when it comes to, like, I'm that daddy's girl. Beyonce has a song, I Love You So Much, Daddy. And that is my favorite. Like, Beyonce and I, we don't go together like that, right? Like, me and High Ticket, we go together real bad. But, like, me and Beyonce, we don't go together like that. However, now, Beehive don't come for me. Like, it's just, but Beyonce, that I Love You, the daddy song that Beyonce has is my favorite Beyonce song. I can play that Beyonce daddy song every single day and rock to it, because that song and oh my goodness, I love that. So I don't know if you know that song. I think it's called Daddy, and it's amazing. And in the chorus it says, I want my son to be like my daddy. Right? I want my unborn son to be like my daddy. I want, I love you so much, daddy. That is my, by far, that is my favorite Beyonce song. I can listen to that song. You love that song too? I can listen to that song every day and get so emotional because I literally had a daddy, but I wanted to say, like, everybody don't have that story, right? About their daddy. Everybody don't have that story about their mom, right? We got some very real some parent issues, right? Some trust issues where our dad said he was going to come through. Our mom said she was going to come through, and she just didn't come through, right? Some relationships, they said they was going to come through. They didn't come through. We got some business trust issues. We did business with some people, and they said they was going to come through, and they just didn't come through. We got trust issues, right? And so thank God for therapy, right? Because I'm in therapy for some of these trust issues. Excuse me for a second. I think I got to come. I don't know which way I got to come. I got to wipe my nose. So we got some real trust issues, right? That we have to deal with. And I do believe we have to deal with those issues in therapy, right? But I want to talk to how does these trust issues actually show up in your business, right? And how can you fix some of these trust issues in your business? Because here's the thing. When we have, we have trust issues in our relationships. We have trust issues when it comes to marriage, right? And even sometimes in our marriage, like we checking the phones too much, right? And we're checking the phones too much because of number one is we just got some trust issues because daddy didn't come to the train station. We got some trust issues because the doctor trying to prescribe me some stuff that she might get some opioid money from, right? We got some real trust issues. We got trust issues because I had this first business coach and they said they was going to help me to be able to grow my business to a 6-figure, 7-figure business, and it didn't happen. We got trust issues. Because I went to the store. I went to the store to get some whatever, to the restaurant to get some food. They told me it was going to be good food, and that food gave me poisoning. We got some real trust issues, right? So when it comes to marketing on these online streets, one of the things that's important is building trust, right? Know, like, trust. You've heard that before, right? We have to build know, like, trust. And what I want you to realize is that when it comes to your community, when it comes to your target audience, your client, your avatar, right? When it comes to the people that you want to target with your offers, right? You have to be able to build trust. And the truth of the matter is we all have some type of trust issues. Either it was parental, a parent who didn't come through, maybe a sibling who didn't come through, maybe an uncle who touched us, maybe a brother who touched us, maybe a mother who knew that there was a parental figure that was touching us inappropriate. Maybe there was some abuse that happened, verbal, physical abuse. There was some sexual abuse that we have experienced. And this is true for every audience. We have some trust issues. We went to the store, we went to the restaurant. They said we was going to get X and we got Z. We got some trust issues. And so when it comes to building trust with your community, which is a cornerstone, which is a very valid thing when it comes to marketing, right? So trust marketing and building trust in your marketing, it is building relationships with your customers or your prospects so that they can actually believe that you are who they say they are. And how can you do this in a society where people have so many trust issues? Everybody online is the expert. AI came out for 5 minutes, like the new AI, right? There's been some artificial intelligence in many different capacities, but this ChatGPT didn't pop last year, and everybody last year was saying they AI expert. You look on social media, and you can find 20,000 ChatGPT experts. ChatGPT came out last year. I thought you needed 10,000, right? 10,000 hours, right? Of actually doing a thing, of working in a thing to become an expert. But we are in this microwave society. We are in this society where Erlita was on Clubhouse for one day. I just spent 24 hours on Clubhouse, and I'm like, I'm a Clubhouse expert. I got 2 followers. I still got the hat. People looking at me, people doing the video. Erlita says she an expert in Clubhouse. She just got on this joint in a minute, right? Because marketing is marketing, and I can make money anywhere, baby. I've been doing this, right? But anyway, we got some real trust issues, right? Now, some people have, some reason to say that they're experts in areas that just came out yesterday. I get it, right? But we have some real trust issues because there's self-proclaimed this, there's a self-proclaimed that. And how do you cut through the noise of social media when everybody is saying, I am an expert, listen to me, right? And what you have to do is, in despite of the child care issues, the issues with doctors, despite the issues with parental figures, role models, or people that were supposed to be role models that failed you, that failed your audience. How do you come up in a crowded marketplace and still sell your offers, your high ticket offers, and how do you sell them quickly? How do you do it quickly, right? Rapid money. How do you make it? And especially, how do you do it on these online streets where I can't smell you, I can't touch you, none of the things. I don't even know if you bath today. How do you get it done? And what you have to do is you have to build trust, right? And so one of the quickest ways that you can build trust for a community is you can tell them you're going to do something and you can do it. My dad, after that train station situation, he's been telling me, Erlina, I got you. And every time my dad told me he got me, he got me. He was there. And that is why I love that Beyonce song, because my dad came through over and over and over and over again. He came through with me. We had an emergency situation back in 1999. We had an urgent situation where, my mother needed my father to step in at the blink of an eye, and my dad dropped every single thing, and my dad stepped in 1999. And from 1999 to 2024, my dad has been a consistent voice. He has been a steady presence. He has been there time after time after time after time again. And so what it enabled it to do is that train station situation is nothing compared to what my dad has been doing time and time and time and time again with me. And so how can you do that with your audience on these online streets is you need to tell them you want to show up, and you need to show up. You need to show up consistently, and you need to create a routine of showing up consistently for your audience, and they will show up for you. You got to show up for them, and they will show up for you. My dad has consistently been showing up for me. And so when my dad calls me and he says, Erlina, I need X, I need Z, I need you to fly me out, I need you to do this, whatever the case is, I got it, daddy. I got it. Okay. Give me a day, give me a second, let me text the husband. Let me get the husband to run it to you, whatever the case is. But we make it happen because consistently my dad has been showing up and showing up and showing up and showing up and showing out for me. And so you do that for your community. You tell them you're going to do something and you do it. Let me tell you something. That type of trust that you begin to build will enable you to sell your $500 offers, your $5,000 offer, your $20,000, your $25,000, your $30,000 offers. How do I know? Because I've been there. I've sold the $5 offers. I sold the $5,000 offers. I sold the $15,000 offers. I sold the $20,000, the $25,000, the $24,000 offers. And I've been selling consistently the $30,000 offers on these online streets. And the difference is I have been able to build a trust with my community online, with my clients, that if I say I'm going to do something, it's done, right? Period. And so what I want to invite you to do, okay, what I'm going to invite you to do is I'm actually for 30 days for the month of March, right? You can look in the chat. So for the month of March, I'm actually doing a short form content challenge. We're going to be doing short form content every single day starting today. We're also going to be doing we're going to be going after a $20,000 month. I have helped myself and I have helped other people create $20,000 months over and over again. And so it's your turn. It's your turn to have a $20,000 month. I believe that I am the best person in the world. The best person in the world that can actually help you to do a $20,000 month. I believe that I'm the best person. And that I have the strategy, the know-how. I can actually coach you. Now, my coaching style was different, right? My coaching style is different, right? The way I coach is different. The way I show up is different, right? For you. I'm going to show up. I'm going to check all the different things. I'm going to make sure every single thing is good. I am going to work with you for the month of March to make sure, and I wrote a post recently. Let me actually grab it. But I wrote a post about it, and I'll put the post in the chat so that you could actually have it. You can actually read it. Let me get the post. So I'll put the chat in the comments, or the post in the comments, and I want you to read it and sign up for the program. So for the month of March, we're doing a challenge. It's $2,000 to join. And so one of the things you're going to do is you're going to be building trust with your audience. If you tell your audience you're showing up and you're going to be posting short form content every single day, and you actually do it, you're going to build trust with that audience. And you're going to build trust with that audience despite of the daddy issues, the parental issues, despite of the childcare issues, despite of, abuse issues and different things that has been happening. You're going to show up consistently for your audience, and as a result, they're going to show up for you, and that's going to look like you having a $20,000 month in the month of March. Okay, and so I would tell you I got 10 spaces, I got 55 spaces, I got 133 spaces. Okay. If you've been watching my content, you get that analogy. But I got 133 spots for the month of March, okay? I've been wanting to say that. I want to tell y'all that. I've been wanting to say I got 133 spots. I've been wanting to say that for like 2 months, right? So we got 133 spots. It's $2,000 you have to pay in full. There's only a pay in full option. So you click the link. Let me see if I can share my screen. Let me see if I can do that. I'll see if I can share my screen. I don't know if I can or not. Let me see if I can. I don't know if I can share my screen. I probably can't. But I'll drop the details of that post in the chat right now, and let me go ahead and get the link for you. I don't know why I can't share it. So I'll share it after I get off. But basically, it's $2,000 for the month of March, and the goal is for you to have a $20,000 month, right? You might say, Erlene, I never did a $20,000 month. This is for you. You say, Erlene, well, I got products, and my products are $25. This is for you. You say, I have a service business and my products are $20,000. This is for you. You may say, Erlene, well, I'm a coach, I'm a speaker, I'm an author, I'm a coach. You may say, I'm a fitness person, I'm a personal trainer. You may say, I am a teacher, I'm a this, I'm a that. As long as you have a business, and you are a registered sole proprietor, a registered LLC, if you have a business and you have actually made money in your business before, like, come to me already having had made, some money in your business before. So maybe you've been doing consistent 5,000 months. Maybe you have been doing consistent $10,000 months, and you want to get to a $20,000 month. You may say, Erlene, I've been doing consistent $2,000 months. I got you. Come to this 30-day challenge. Do this 30-day challenge with me. And I'm going to actually help you to get to a $20,000 month in business this month of March. We're going to actually help you get to $20,000. And so I have my secret sauce to actually help you to actually get to $20,000 in a month. And we're going to do it in March. You may say, Erlene, well, I'm already doing $20,000 months. Well, I'm going to help you do an additional $20,000. So in the month of March, you'll do $40,000, right? If you're already doing $20,000 months consistently, let's get you to $40,000, right? If you don't do at least $20,000 in your business in the month of March with us working together, I will work with you until you do. I will work with you one-on-one until you do. But I can almost guarantee, right? And I'm not supposed to use guarantee on these wish names. But I'll guarantee, I almost can guarantee, right, that you're going to do it. The last person I actually did this with, she did 35,000. We were only going for 20,000. She actually ended up doing 30,000, 35,000. So I'm really good at this. I always say, if I could say I'm best in the world at something, I'm best in the world at this, at coaching people to be able to increase their revenue. I'm best in the world at that. I'm really, really good at that. So if you want to join, the link's in the comments. It's the short form content plus 20K revenue challenge. Because we're going to be doing short form content. And we're going to be focusing on making $20,000 in March. So if you're interested, you're like, I want to make $20,000 in March, join. Definitely join. Click the link and join us today. We're doing it for the month of March. You have to sign up by Wednesday. If you don't sign up by Wednesday, I'm not going to let you win the challenge. Because Wednesday's already going to be Wednesday's date. Let me check. Wednesday's date is already going to be, and I want to have, Wednesday's already March 6th. So you have today till March 6th to be able to sign up. If you don't sign up by March 6th, you can't come. Because I want to at least, I don't want you sign up, you only got 10 days left in March, but you trying to in 10 days make 20K. Now, I believe I can help a person make 20K in less than 10 days, but I'm not putting that type of pressure on me, and I'm not putting that type of pressure on you, okay? Let's give ourselves at least, 20 days, right? To be able to make the $20,000. Now, I don't think it will take that long, right? And the strategies I'm going to give you, like, I want you to do it quickly so that you can actually say, hey, Erlina said we was going to do $20,000 in a month, and I actually did a $50,000 a month. Like, that's the type of testimonials I want breaking off. However, that's why I want people to sign up before Wednesday. So if you don't sign up by Wednesday, then we'll do this challenge again, and you can join there next time. How do you make your payment? Pay in full. So you can pay in full by clicking the link. Click the link that's in the comments. Pay in full. We actually have, if you go to the link, we actually have Afterpay. You could pay as little as $174 a month. We have Google Pay. We have Cash App. We have U.S. Bank. We have Klarna. We have PayPal, Venmo, PayPal Later. So we have all of those different payment options if you click on the link in the comments. So you could pay later, like Klarna. Can you imagine this? You actually go to, what is that called? Go to Afterpay and pay $147 a month. This is crazy. So you can go to Afterpay, pay $174 a month, join us, make $20,000 in March, right? And then in April, pay off the $2,000, right? And guess what? You learned how to make $20,000 in March. You'll be able to make $20,000 in April. You can make it in May, June, July. You can make it in August, September, October, and November. So if from March to December, you make $20,000 every single month, you've added $200,000 to your revenue, and it's only costing you $2,000. So you may say, Erlina, well, $200,000 in a year. Yes, some doctors are not making $200,000 in a year, but if you actually join me for the month of March, I'm going to teach you how to make $20,000. And you're actually going to make it in the month of March. So what's going to actually happen for you is within the rest of the year, you can at least do $200,000 this year. Like, that should sound great to you, right? A lot of businesses, the average Black woman-owned business is only making $24,000 in a year. I'm going to show you how to make it in a month, okay? So it's $2,000 to join us. You do have to decide and pay before Wednesday to join, right? If you sign up today, I'm giving a sign-up bonus for people who sign up today. So if you get signed up today, then I'm going to bonus you a 30-minute session with me this weekend. So you're going to get a 30-minute session with me this weekend. Everybody's not getting a one-on-one session. They're not. I got 133 spaces. How am I going to give everybody a one-on-one session? Nobody's getting a one-on-one session. No. But if you sign up today, you're going to get a one-on-one session. I'm going to go over your offer, your pricings, all the different things. Everybody else is going to be group. It's going to be group. It's going to be okay. As a group, we doing this. As a group, we doing that. However, if you sign up today, I'm going to give you a 30-minute one-on-one session this weekend. So Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. But you have to sign up today. It's $2,000. Again, we have Afterpay. We have Klarna. We have PayPal later. We have just go to your bank account and just pay it because that dip is in your bank account right now. So go ahead and sign up. We have 133 spots. I've been wanting to say that. Shout out to Myron Golden. I've been wanting to say that. We got 133 spots. You in one of those 133 spots or you not in? Like, you want to make $200,000 this year or you don't? Like, it's literally as simple as that. Like, one thing about me is I'm really good at what I do. I'm really confident what I do. Yesterday, I'm not even going to talk about yesterday. I got some trust issues, right? That's why I ain't talking about yesterday. But yesterday was dope with Houston and people that showed up and showed out for me. I appreciate you guys. High school people who just was like, you know what? Let me just rewrite. I know I was planning on doing this, but let me come and see Erlina. I love you guys so much for loving me and showing up for me the way that you do and have been showing up for me despite of my trust issues, right? And so anyway, one thing about me is I'm committed for you to win. I'm committed for you to actually do this 20K month, right? This is not a joke. This is not a game. This is not a scam. This is not something for me to just, make a quick $2,000, right? I can make a quick $25,000 because my service I focus on is $25,000. But I'm going to chew on this sandwich, right? This sandwich. I'm going to chew on this breakfast food, right? I don't have to do this. Let's be clear. I don't have to offer this. I don't. Right? I don't have to help you to get to $20,000 a month. I'm doing this because I did last month, and not last month because it's March now. In January, I did the 24K offer program where I actually was helping people to create, market, and sell their $24,000 offers. I did that because I wanted to do it. I did it for free, right? And it was amazing. It was great. It made me feel amazing. It was a selfish thing, right? Y'all thought I was helping you, pouring out to you. I was pouring out to me. I wanted to give. I am a giver. Like, it is my joy. It is my pleasure to give to people. It is my joy. It brings me pleasure to see people win, to see people live their best life. It gives me so much pleasure. I started Prayers for Business Owners in 2018. Prayers for Business Owners. You can go to the group. And the way I pour out and pray for people and be there for people and do extra things for people is because I love to give. That is one of my favorite things to do. So giving you an opportunity to make $200,000 at minimum in your business in 2024 for a $2,000 investment, it's crazy. It's crazy bananas because guess what? Then you can turn around in 2025 and do it again and make another make another $240,000 in 2025, and then you could do it in 2026, in 2027. There's no way in the world I should be charging $2,000 for you to actually come in and be able to make $20,000 every single month and be able to duplicate this in your business month after month after month after month. There's no way I should be doing that. I'm focusing on doing $1 million a month this month. I got 7 strategies to make $1 million in March. And I'm taking the time. I'm being courteous, right? And taking the time and giving 133 spots to people who have not even done a $20,000 month. Some of y'all who going to join, you haven't even done a $20,000 year. But I want you to join. Because guess what? When you make $240,000 in 2025, when you make $200,000 in 2024, what does that enable you to do? You can come back and pay for my $25,000 service. You can come back and pay for my service, my done for you social media services, because I done taught you how to make more money in your business. And one of the reasons why I'm passionate about this is because not only are you going to be able to make $2,000 in the month of March, but what you're going to be able to do is you're going to be able to change the trajectory of your families. Some of you are living where you don't want to live. Some of you are driving what you don't want to drive. Some of you have insurance that you know you don't want to have. Some of you have lifestyles that you know are above or beneath you. It's beneath you, right? But you're just not making enough money. And some of you are calling upon the name of Jesus. And Jesus help me. And Jesus, be a miracle for some finances. And Jesus pay a bill. And Jesus do this and Jesus do that. And this is the opportunity to set some of you free in your finances, right? Because here's the thing I'm going to tell you, Christians and non-Christians too, because you don't have to be a Christian join this program. This program is not including prayer. I might cast out some devils, right? But I'm not going to pray for you every day during this challenge. That's not what this challenge is about, right? So you don't have to be a Christian to join. But what I want to say is some of you have a mindset or you have a perspective that you don't have to work to make money. Some of you are like Erlina, right? Who can type up a paper in the last hour. Oh, I got to get this in with no chat GPT. Let me say that again. With no chat GPT, I finished my master's program, my bachelor's program. I finished my associate programs without chat GPT. The girl's bad like that. And had to write up 10 pages. It was double space, so let's say it was 5 pages. Gotta write up 5 pages on Sunday night. Get this thing in by 11:59, and it better be an A. It better be an A. Or excuse me, Professor John. Hey, John, this is Relina. I didn't get 100 on my paper. What, like, you probably was sick. You probably had like some family issues going on. But can you recheck my paper, because that paper I did at the last minute is supposed to be 100. I know because I put my all into it, sir. Some of y'all like Relina. You think that you can just show up at the last minute and you can make a whole bunch of money and you don't have to do no work. You don't have to send no emails. You don't have to follow up. You don't have to ask people to buy from you that you know should have been bought from you. I know you should have been my client. Some of y'all think y'all don't have to do that stuff. You think you above that. I'm talking to me. You think you above pitching people. You think you above jumping in the DMs. You think you above sending that link again like, did you make that payment yet? So, this for you. If that's you and you think that you don't have to work and you can just post once and go get ice cream and you will make a whole bunch of money. Nah, it don't work like that. It ain't working like that. You got to work, right? And so it's not going to be without effort. You're going to have to put in effort. You're going to have to be above your comfort zone. You're going to have to step out of your comfort zone. You're going to have to push through some people that got trust issues with their daddy, with their mommy, with their doctors, with their child care providers, with their therapists, with their husbands, with their wives. You're going to have to push through some belief systems and shift some different things, right? You're going to have to do all of those different things. But you will be able to do $20,000. And the good thing about it is once you learn this skill, you can never forget it. You'll never forget it. And you'll be able to do it again and again and again. And you'll be able to do it again, right? And for a lot of you, the strategies that I'm going to teach you in the month of March are the same strategies you need to create $50,000. Oh, I got to say this. It's the same strategies that you're going to have to use to create $50,000. It's the same strategies you have to use to create $100,000. People will tell you that it's a different mindset. You got to be somebody else. They wrong. People be on these online streets just talking about their own experience and what didn't or didn't work for them and how they did it and telling you that you shouldn't do it. Ooh, well, that's the only way. Nah, Jesus the only way, sis. Jesus the only way, bruh. But as far as everything else, they be telling you, oh, you got to do it this way. They wrong. They just teaching you their way. It's like you say, hey, what's the best restaurant in Texas? Nah, that's just the restaurant you know about. That's just the restaurant you've been to. Don't mean it's the best. That's just your experience, right? That's how it be. But anyway, I gotta so go ahead, click the link, join us for March if you know for sure. And let me just say this. I wrote it in my last post 2 posts ago. But let me just say this. If you know you don't want to make $20,000 and you know you only want to make $5,000 in your heart of hearts, you choke hearing $20,000, this ain't for you. I'm talking about you I want to make $20,000. If you know you just want to make $5K, you just want to make $10K, don't come here. You ain't a part of the 133, okay? You ain't a part of it. It ain't you. Sorry. I'm not sorry. If you woe is me and it's just raining on me. Funny story. When I was in I was in Miami and I was on camera too. I was doing a live stream or something in Miami. And I was walking up Miami. I think I was in Miami. I was in Miami where I was in Orlando. Not Orlando, Fort Lauderdale. I might have been in Fort Lauderdale or Miami. I don't remember. But I was walking up the street and I don't know where I was going. This was years ago. So I'm walking up the street and it's literally raining on the block I'm on. Where I'm at is raining. I look on the other side, it's sunny. I'm like, what the? So anyway, if you're that person that, it's just raining on me. It's just bad for me. It's just not going to work for me. It's going to work for Rebecca. It's going to work for Justin. It's going to work for Rakika. Who's Rakika? It's going to work for Sally. It's going to work for Molly. It's going to work for Amanda. But it's not going to work if that is your mindset. Keep your mindset and your money, okay? Keep your mindset and keep your money, okay? Because one of the things I'm going to do is, now there's always going to be some mindset shifting, some mindset, there's always going to be some comfort zones, get you out, push you into your next level type of thing. But if you are 100% a pessimistic personality type, if your personality type is pessimistic, okay? If your personality type is pessimistic, keep your money, okay? Because 2 things. I'm working on a 7-figure month. That's it. That's the first thing. The third thing is, I just said I'm working on a 7-figure month, y'all. I'm so proud of me. I am so proud of the person that I am. I am in love with me, okay? And I'm just proud of me. So I had to say that. I had to stop and say that to me. That was for me, okay? So I'm working on a 7-figure month. And I have a lot of things that are going on simultaneously at once. We have the website management agency, the website part of the agency, website design and development part of the agency, where we are actually developing some websites from the ground up. We're managing some websites. We are doing social media management for Instagram and LinkedIn and Facebook and YouTube and TikTok and Google business page. We have a lot of stuff, a lot of moving parts in the business. And so one of the things that I'm very protected about, all the times, and this is a biblical principle, but it's a biblical principle that I take so seriously, right? And I take the Bible seriously, right? But this biblical principle I take so seriously, and it is a scripture. I'm going to find it, and it says that to guard your heart. It says guard your heart. The Bible verse, I actually had to Google it, is Proverbs 4:23. It says, above all else, guard your heart, for it is the wellspring of life. That oh my goodness, it's so good. Proverbs 4:23. I'm gonna put it in the chat. So Proverbs 4:23, it says that guard your heart. And so in the month of March, and every month, right? Every day for me, right, is guarding my heart. And so if you have that pessimistic, if you have that I can't do it, I'm not going to work, I'm not willing to do what it takes type of personality, this is not for you. It's not for you, boo. Okay, it's not for you. And so I want to make sure that I'm cultivating a win-win community. Like we all 133, we just winning, okay? And so if you super pessimistic, if you super negative, if you're not willing to work, if you're not willing to do what it takes, if you're not willing to go the extra mile, if you're not willing to jump out of your comfort zone, and I say we doing short videos, we getting on video every single day, we showing up. No, I don't got no lipstick on. No, I didn't get my makeup done. No, my locks ain't tight. No, this ain't the outfit. I didn't get me a brand new outfit today. No, the hair ain't. No, I didn't put no lighting on right now. I didn't feel like bringing it down to the office. Like, you gotta be the type of person that I'm not gonna make no excuses. I'm gonna do the work. Like, I don't want to be on video. I don't feel like being on video, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Like, if that's not your personality type, number one, you're gonna have to fake it, right? Shout out to one of my mastermind. She's actually a senior mastermind member who actually says you need to go ahead and borrow somebody else's personality. When you come into my community, you borrow somebody else's personality. Don't bring your negative, pessimistic self to my community. I will give you your money back. I don't care which 133 person you are, right? You will get your money back because I'm not going to deal with that in my community ever, okay? So if you pessimistic, if you want to bring everybody down because you now we have moments. Erlina has moments, believe it or not, right? I always get people telling me like, I cannot see Erlina, like I can't, like, and so many people, some people that was on here today said to me when we were working together. I remember Andrea Robertson actually said to me, I cannot see you mad. Like I don't see you as ever. We used to work together many years ago. And she used to say to me, I don't ever think I can see you mad. My husband laughed. I told my husband that because I get that often, that people don't think that they can see me angry. They can see me like mad. Listen, my husband laughed because my husband has seen like all of me. That's one thing about these spouses. That's why we got trust issues. These spouses install us in our good, our bad, our ugly, our glory, and our glory. Okay, our glory, right? So anyway. So I want this community to be a positive, I can win. Now we all have moments of disappointment, of rejection, right? I went after, I thought that this was going to work out. It didn't work out. Life happening, right? Life happens, life be lifing, right? As they say, right? That happens. But you have to be able to, and we did this in corporate America. We did this when we worked on somebody else's job. Some of you might be doing this challenge and you still work a job. But you were able to, for the most part, to make sure that you kept your job, keep your tempo together, right? Keep it in check so that when you actually showed up at the workplace, that you came with the excellence. You brought the excellence, you brought the integrity, you brought your attitude together. You actually in tears, right? Dried up those tears to make sure that you could actually make it happen at your workplace. I need you to operate like this in business. And so what does that mean? That means that in this container and in this community, right, you may have a bad day. You may have a bad, whatever. You're not throwing up, right, as I would call it. You're not making the community a trash can, as I would call it, of your negative, your self-doubt, your, limitations, beliefs, all those different things. So we're not having that in the community, okay? And so you can have a minute and we'll, pat your back in a minute, right? But after that minute is up, it's go time, okay? It's go time. It's go and get your $20,000 month time, okay? And you may say, Erlina, well, should I join because I'm already doing $20,000 a month? Like, $20,000 a month is already my norm. should I join? Well, can you add an extra 20,000? Can you do 40,000 this month, right? And so I'm just guaranteeing that you can make 20,000 in a month when you join this 30-day program, right? This March program. However, if you already doing $20,000 months and you want to hit 40,000, you want to hit 60,000, how about you just see this challenge as the opportunity to add an additional $20,000 to your month? Because I'm just going to give you some strategies, some insights, some different ways, some different point of view, some different perspective of things that's going to enable you to actually increase your revenue in the month of March, right? So a lot of times people say to me, they say, Erlina, it's not even necessarily that you told me something new to do, right? It's just that, number one, you reminded me of some things that I knew to do, but I just haven't been doing, right? Or it could be that, somebody told me to do this before, but you just gave me a different perspective, a different viewpoint on it. And it just enabled me to, act faster, right? Or enabled me to do the action that actually got me to the money faster. And so that is what happens for many people, okay? And so again, I'm just going to share this, is that you have to join before Wednesday. If you don't join by Wednesday, you're not joining this month. You're not joining in March. So you have to pay by Wednesday. If you click on the link, there's many different options that you can actually pay from. So you could pay with many different options. You have many different options to pay. You can use to pay from all the different options that's there. You can just do like an ACH transfer. You can do like any of those different things with the link. What else? I think I'm gonna change out the link. I may come back and change out the link. So this is the link for, let's say, the next hour or so, but I'm gonna actually update the link and share a different link. I may or may not share a different link, okay? What else is there? Just making sure that you have everything that you need. What are we doing every day? So every day we're working. Every day in March is a work day. And so what does that mean? We're going to be visible to our community every single day. So it may be that we batch create some content one day, and schedule that content out on the platforms so that it appears that we're showing up every single day. So you don't have to work every day, right? I never work every day in a week. Like I never do, right? Like Sundays I go to church, I'm chilling. I'm doing prayers for business owners. That's not work for me, that's ministry. And so, yes. So you have all of those different things. So if you have share to a page, so if you have any questions, send me a DM. If you have any questions, send me a DM and I will I'll answer your question in a DM. So send me a DM if you have any questions before you actually join. Like, hey, is this for me? If you have any of those questions, like, is this for me type of thing, send me a DM. I'll answer your questions. But make sure you do it before Wednesday, because Wednesday is the last Wednesday. Actually, you have to pay by before Wednesday. So let's say Tuesday is the last day to pay. Let's say Wednesday. I think I've been saying Wednesday the whole time. So Wednesday is the last day to pay. If you don't join by the 6th, then you can't join. That's just as simple as that. Okay. So you got Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You got about 6 days, okay, to make a decision. If you don't make a decision, then we'll see you the next time we do this. I may do this again in April. If it's just so good in March, I might just do it again in April. So I'll let you all know. But for now, we're doing it for sure March, and you have to join by the 6th, okay, March 6th, to be a part of this. And I'm super excited about it. I'm super excited about the people who do join, because I know that it's going to be life-changing for people who join. It's going to actually change the trajectory of their businesses, their lives, their health is going to be better, their relationships are going to be better. You might have people calling you and asking you for money more, but your relationships are going to be better. Your friendships are going to be better. Your marriage is going to be better. Your hair is going to be better. Your makeup's going to be better. Your figure is going to be better. Your health's going to be better. The way you show up is going to be better. Your revenue is going to be better. Your bank account is going to be better. Your whole life is going to be better. The only thing that this is really not touching is Your spiritual walk is not touching that, because we're not really going into spiritual stuff. I'm not going to be praying and all those different things. This is not a Christian container. This is a container. This is not a Christian community for this thing here. If you want to pray, you can join me every Sunday at prayers with business owners. I pray every Sunday at 6:00 p.m. CST time, so you can join. But otherwise, yeah, I will see you all very soon. I'll see you all the next time I show up. Bye for now.